Zhengzhou Jinghua Industry Company Limited is a professional starch engineering corporation. The following shows the cassava starch and flour production process. Materials are transported to the silo inside workshop by forklift truck. Through dry sieve. Materials move forward down into the paddle washer. Adopt counter-current washing method. Effectively remove surface skin, sand, and other impurities. Firstly, clean cassava cut into small pieces by cutting machine. Removed magnet dregs and then evenly conveyed to rasper machine. The purpose of rasping is to break the fiber connection and the starch particles can be dissociated from cassava. The slurry collected into the underground pool. The pulp after rasping is pumped into centrifuge sieves under the action of gravity and centrifugal force. The pump along the sieve surface to do circular motion. Reasonably use the process water, clean water, and the sieve to maximally separate the starch out of pulp. The fiber slurry is transported to the fiber dehydrator for dewatering by physical extrusion way. After sieving, the starch milk is pumped to the fine fiber sieve to further separate out the fine fibers in the starch milk. The separated slurry is cut into the desander for rotating motion. Due to the different material density, the light phase starch slurry is discharged by the overflow port, and the impurities are discharged by the bottom sand outlet so as to achieve the purpose of sand removal. The starch slurry is pumped into the hydrocyclone cylinder at high pressure. The material in the cyclone tube rotates according to the spiral line. Because of the high density, starch obtains larger centrifugal force, which is thrown to the inner wall of the cone and discharged at the underflow outlet. The refined starch slurry fed into peeler centrifuge, evenly distributed on the inner wall of the drum. The filtration is discharged through the starch layer and the filter cloth from the sieve hole of the drum, and the starch granules remain inside the drum. The automatic scraper is used to scrape powder layer to realize the starch dehydration. The dehydrated starch is thrown into the drying pipe by the winnow. At the same time, the filtered hot air is blown into the drying pipe also. Wet starch is floated in the hot air and dried fully. Then the dried starch flows into the cyclones to be collected and discharged to the starch sifter. The dried starch will be screened and graded by starch sifter to remove large granular starch. The sieve starch is collected by the hopper, then weighted and packed by the automatic package machine. The electric control system consists of MCC motor controlling cupboard, OCC motor operation controlling cupboard, LCB electric controlling operation cupboard, process simulation display screen, and industrial controlling computers. The above is the production process of cassava starch and flour.